So, in the business world, so many people say that you're a result of five people that you spend most time with, right? You hang out with five broke people, you're the sixth broke, or five negative people, you're the sixth negative person. So when it comes to that of eliminating certain things in your world, how important now that you've done the work that you've done and been doing what you're doing, do you still find that to be true? I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
Absolutely, absolutely. In quantum physics, there's something called entanglement. And so when you have a connection and communication with someone, it's always there. You always have it. Even just now, you and I, video to video. So the people that you associate with really, really kind of spread their energy on you, so to speak. So for me, myself, I am very, very picky. I don't hang out with energy vampires. You've got to protect your energy. And when you're a real estate agent, like your listeners are, that doesn't mean that if you have a client that seems negative, you can't work with that client. It just means that on your private, personal time, where you have a choice in who you associate with, make sure you fill that with some good people. I mean, whether someone hires you for a coach and that's the good energy, that's awesome, because that counts. And have time with YouTube and watch people that inspire you there. So it doesn't mean that you have to be connected face to face. It just means that you have to be around people or observing people that really inspire you and raise your energy versus those that take your energy down.
But do you have any one or two just kind of quick tips and tricks you give your clients on whether it's types of affirmations or different things that you can do daily for somebody that does have low self-confidence to start boosting that up?
Absolutely, and I love that you said that. It used to be back in the day, with, I don't know, I'm going to say 15 years ago, affirmations were like, oh, affirmations. But now we know through science, neuroscience, that certain parts of the brain light up when we're saying a positive affirmation. And when we say it enough, with enough repetition, our brain starts to secrete the neurochemicals that elevate our moods. And those two things coupled together start to give our subconscious mind the idea that we already have what we say we're going to have. So affirmations are ideal. The one tip that I'll give your listeners about affirmations is that make sure it's believable. Because if you're sitting here and you've got a stack of bills and you don't even know if you can make your cell phone payment this month, it's really a far stretch to say, I'm a millionaire. But if you can say something like every day and every way, like Napoleon Hill, I get better, better, and better. Or if you can say, I'm enjoying complete abundance now. Things like that are not so far of a stretch. Affirmations are awesome. Then the other thing is to use your imagination. We know through medical research, the placebo effect. We know through Olympic training and athletic training that seeing something in your mind before you actually experience it can change your brain. I mean, there's a study where they had people play the piano every day, and then they had another group just imagine they were playing it. And do you know that the people who were not actually playing it, the same regions in their brain lit up as if they had had that actual experience? So your brain doesn't know. So you've got to trick yourself, kind of.
It's like our parents told us this, right? With our friends, like, show me your friends, I'll show you your future. Well, it's said in the business world that you are a result of five people you spend the most time with. If you hang out with five obese people, you'll be the sixth obese person. If you hang out with five broke people, you're the sixth broke person. Hang out with five idiots, you're the sixth idiot. Do you believe that to hold true for your own personal life? And if so, what have you done to go out there and level up and reach up for friends that are at that next level to ensure that you're surrounding yourself with people at that next level?
I think that's very true. And I think Jim Rohn, I think, was the one who even said that, and it's so on point. And so, I still love my friends, and I have some friends that are successful and some friends that aren't. And it's not like I disown anyone in my life, but what I've done personally is get a mentor. You know what I mean? Get a coach, get a mentor, get someone who's not just gonna tell you good stuff, but who's done what you're doing. Find someone 10 years ahead of you or 5 years ahead of you, wherever you want to get to, and piggyback off them, whether it's hiring them one-on-one or doing reading their books or watching their their series, whatever, but follow them and take those steps, because success will leave clues. The other thing I personally did is I joined a mastermind group, which was a expensive investment. You know what I mean? It was way beyond what I was comfortable spending for a yearly group of people to be around. But that was what I had to do. I had to get uncomfortable and invest that for myself and my business, because now I get to share, instead of just my mind trying to create things, I get to share it with other people that are doing, 5 or 10 times higher volume and success in life and business than I am, and I get to study them, and they get to give me information on how to get through those next steps. And so, really surround yourself with people like that. I completely agree. And you're going to have to invest, whether it's your time or your income. You're going to have to get uncomfortable and invest in yourself and invest in your growth, because honestly, like, that comfort zone is going to say don't do it, but that unknown, that success is going to want you to do it, and you have to make that leap. The number one thing I would leave everyone with is life and business is about results. And just think about that when you're creating your next business, or you're building your business, or you're building your life, whatever it is. It's about results. It's not about, like you just said, like the theory and the conceptual and the information, where you're just kind of being an information junkie and taking it in. Like, find your why, find your purpose, and get results for the people in your lives. Get results for your clients. Get concrete, tangible things for yourself and your life, and build that kind of life. Don't spend your whole life just thinking about things and planning things out, but like, go get some results. Go try and fail and mistake and just fumble, and you're going to learn, and you're going to know how to do it better. And then what's going to happen is you can go back and teach someone how to skip that failure and not have to have that failure. So just get out and do something and try, and just be about results. Be about doing. Don't be about thinking and like trying to like prep everything. Just go and do something.
There's three important lessons out of everything I've ever learned, everything I've ever been taught. There's like three truths, if you will, that I found true for me, that have been the most powerful, that I need to focus on, that I continue to focus on out of everything that I've ever done. And I want to discuss those with you today. So number one, and this was like the hardest thing I had to learn in business, dude. Some of these are easier than others, right? But number one was never listen to your emotions, or is never listen to your emotions, especially in the business world, man. It's so easy to get caught up in emotional state, right? Like, our minds play tricks on us. We can start making decisions based off of gut feelings, or something that just makes us feel good, or whatever it may be. We've got to learn to never listen to our emotions, right? We can never sacrifice what we want most for what we want in the moment. Emotions screw us up, man. We've got to learn to operate without emotions involved. Now, I'm not saying that you've got to go out there and like remove your emotions and become freaking Dexter, right? Where you like feel nothing and whatever. Like, I experience those. I have downs, man. I get knocked down. I still get knocked down multiple times a week, where I doubt myself. I get kicked down, whatever it may be. But I've got to make sure that I don't make decisions when I'm in that emotional state or based on those emotions. So like here's an example. Let's say I get an email that really pisses me off, right? Well, I can't go out there necessarily respond to that email in that pissed off state. So I'm going to digest it, soak on that email. I might sleep on it for 24 hours before I go out there and respond, to make sure that I'm responding in a very smart business manner, not an emotional state manner, right? I've made so many bad decisions, and that's just all life and growth, right? Like, in order to succeed, you have to go out there and fail. The only way to success is through failure. So I've fired people out of emotions, right? I've made so many bad decisions out of emotions, and I've learned you just can't do that. Right? We've got to make strategic, smart business decisions, and that's why I love tracking and numbers so much. The path is all math, right? Within business, because then it allows me to make smart, strategic business decisions that are not emotional. So we've got to learn to detach from our emotions and make smart decisions that aren't based on our emotions. And this isn't just for business, every aspect of life. Like, if I'm going to go out there, okay, if I have a health goal, a health and fitness goal, well, my emotional state right now might be craving a cheeseburger from Chili's, right? Well, that's what I want right now. Am I going to listen to my emotions? Or am I going to sacrifice what I want most for what I want now in the moment? Or am I going to go out there and listen, or not listen to my emotions and go out there and go after what I want most? Happiness does not equate to fulfillment. We got to understand that. Happiness can be bought with a case of beer, right? Not fulfillment. I have to do things that I don't enjoy doing, that don't make me happy all day long, so I can be massively fulfilled. There's a big, big difference. Okay, number two, surround yourself with the right people. We had a leveling up episode recently about just that topic. You are the result of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. You've got to make sure that you're around the right people. If you hang out with 5 broke people, you're going to be the 6th broke person. You hang out with 5 Maybe you're married, right? And you want to go out there and have a great relationship. Well, I'm here to tell you, if you're hanging out with a bunch of people that have shitty marriages, you are going to have a shitty marriage. Like, I'm not going to go out there and hang out. As much as I love them, maybe it's a good friend or whatever, but if their marriage is shitty, I'm not going to go hang out, at least as a couple, because I know if I do that and expose myself to that enough, I'm going to wind up with a shitty marriage. So whether it's my business, whether it's my health, whether it's finances, whether it's, when it comes to my marriage, any aspect of my life, I get clarity on everything that I want in my world. And I only surround myself with people that are going after and are achieving and continue leveling up in those same areas, in those same arenas. So make sure you're being hardcore. I know it sounds extreme, but if you want an extreme life, you got to do extreme shit, right? So you got to surround yourself with the right people. And then number 3, you got to outwork everyone, right? So you got to go out there and get your hustle on. The brilliant part about this is when you do what you love, you never feel like you work another day in your life. I get people, the number one thing I get criticized most about in this podcast, and you guys don't see this, this is all kind of back end stuff, a lot of the hate comments, but I just don't tolerate it. We just delete them. We don't usually take time to respond to them. Once in a while, I'll just screw with people and I'll respond here and there, but 99% of them, we just delete them. We probably get 100 hate comments a day, and typically it is about working too much. Right? Oh man, you're not enjoying life, but all this crap, right? Well, that's for people that maybe have a job doing something that they don't like, they don't hate. And I get the hate comments, right? I understand it. 80% of the people out there absolutely are unfulfilled and hate their damn jobs, right? So when they're going through that, and then they hear me talking about working more, and they're miserable at their workplace and their job, that's going to rub them the wrong way, and I understand that, right? But it's because they're so miserable inside that they want to bring that misery on me and try to bring that shit into my world, and I just don't tolerate it. Like I said, we just delete it. I don't tolerate it. Most of the time we don't try to combat it, whatever, other than, like I said, here and there, I like to just mess with people, but if I'm just bored, right? Which is very, very rarely. But we've got to go out there and take that massive levels of action. But when you love what you do, when you follow your heart, when you follow your passion, dude, it doesn't feel like work. Now, do I have to do things that I don't always enjoy doing? Absolutely. But here's the deal. Like, I've just discovered this over the years of now, like if I go on vacation, dude, I'm miserable. Right? And it's not that I don't like to travel, and it's not that I don't like to go out there and do other things, but literally, man, just relaxation is pain to me. Like, I'm so blessed to be able to go out there and do what I love, to get paid and get compensated doing what I love. I surround myself with absolute badasses, right? So the people that I work with, that I surround myself with, the environment that I'm in every single day, it's like, I don't know if there's a place I'd rather be outside of hanging out with my wife and my kids. And now you can't see this, but behind this door over here, I just put a daycare in my new office building. Right? So then my wife, my kids, and my wife's here. She does all my graphic design work. She's the one that designs all this GSD stuff. Now my kids are able to be here. So I'm like, I'm just going to create my environment where I can just go out there, grind, outwork everybody, have fun doing it, and integrate it all into my world. So those are by far the 3 most important lessons I've learned, you guys. And they all 3 must come together. It's like a 3-legged stool, right? You remove one of the legs, boom, it falls over. So just a real quick recap: never listen to your emotions, never sacrifice what you want most for what you want now in the moment. Just don't do it, dude. If you want to be in epic shape, quit giving in the damn Oreo, right? Number 2, surround yourself with the right people, every aspect of your life. If you want to go out there and get rich, but all you're hanging out with is with your buddies that want to go out there and partake in entertainment, you're never going to be rich, dude. It's just not going to happen, right? So align yourself with the right people that have the right same goals in common that you do, and that are leveling up. And number 3, outwork everybody. I don't know anybody that's uber successful in any aspect of their life. You want a successful marriage? It takes a shit ton of work. You want a successful body health? It takes a shit ton of work. You want a successful business, successful bank account, whatever that looks like, it takes a shit ton of work. But again, the cool thing is if you combine all 3 of these, dude, life's so fun, life's so brilliant, doesn't feel like work. You're just going to go out there and have a ton of fun while you're kicking ass and living this extreme life that everybody else wishes they could have, but they're not going to go out there and create for themselves because they're interested, not committed. And like we talk about all the time in the show, you've got to be committed. Commitment means, I'm committed means I'm going to do the work regardless. I don't care how I feel. I'm not going to listen to my emotions. I'm going to do the work that needs to get done regardless. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for listening to this episode of Leveling Up. Keep kicking ass. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.